So nanotechnology. This is a topic that I have done research on. I started writing a paper on it that never got finished because it graduated high school early. But so those of you who are seniors in high school, a lot of you I do the capstone project, which is this intense essay you have to write. And I did the research in it, but I never finished it because I graduated early. So I had no reason to finish it because I didn't need to graduate. But for my capstone project, I decided to dive into the ideas of nanotechnology because that is a topic that I have been interested in for a very long time. So I went through, did a lot of research on it. Now, the thing with the nanotechnology in its current form is that it's not that developed. A lot of what I'm going to be discussing in this video is partially fact, and some of it is future fact, not fiction, but it can /will/has the potential to happen in the near future within the next 30 to 100 years is what I feel like it will end up being in. So for those of you who don't already know, nanotechnology, the best way to explain it is, so you have atoms, which are the building blocks of life. And effectively what nanotechnology does is it's technology that changes things at their microscopic level, at the molecular level, at the atomic level. So, basic science lesson real quick. So, all it takes to change one atom to another atom is to add a nucleus. To change hydrogen to helium, you just add a nucleus. To change, say, gold to silver, all you do is change the amount of nuclei and potentially the amount of electrons to balance it of the atom. And if nanotechnology is able to do this, which it will be someday, if it is able to take apart atom by atom and kind of reassess it and remake it, it can build basically anything it wants. Because the only thing separating anything from anything is the amount of nuclei that's in it. So, at a larger scale, what's potential for this is to have nanotechnology turn the air into a, say, sandwich. It is completely possible. It's not happening now because we don't have the technology to do it, but soon enough, it's going to be possible. Changing air into a sandwich. Now, the only reason why there is war and poverty and all the negative things in the world is due to scarcity. Nanotechnology has the potential to completely get rid of scarcity because it can change anything into anything else. Now, since the beginning of the Earth has the exact same amount of atoms on it as it has always had, with the exception of things being sent into space. The weight of the Earth will remain the same, with the exception of things getting sent to space. So, as time progresses, new matter is not being created. New matter does not come into creation. Some more sciencey stuff, for those of you who don't know about this. Matter cannot be created. It cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred into other forms of matter. So, what effectively nanotechnology can do is turn air into, say, a sandwich. Then, as you know, sandwich goes to the digestive system, comes out. Then that goes through its whole process, goes back into the ground, and then that ground creates plants. The plants get fed by animals. The animal becomes food again. It's a full cycle. And effectively, all nanotechnology will be doing is speeding up the cycle significantly so we don't have a time restriction on how quickly we are able to have more food to fuel ourselves, to grow as human beings, and to continue eating. The only reason why that's happening is because of time. That's the only reason why scarcity exists is because of time. Now, you might be thinking, wait, if everybody has that much food, won't we begin to get fat? That is entirely possible. And what we can do with nanotechnology is also use it to go inside of our bodies and act as a in-body doctor that can get rid of the fat, can get rid of all the negative things that are blocking you from living a fantastic life, from achieving all the things you want. And also build things inside of you. Say your organ dies. It can rebuild a new organ. That's already being in development, creating new organs using 3D printing, for example. We can already create new organs. Eventually, nanotechnology will be able to go inside your body and revive everything and fix everything inside of you. And over time, this will create other things that will exist, such as like a bridge. Say, there's a lake, you drive up to the lake, and you need a bridge to get over the lake. Suddenly, a bridge is built in seconds by these nanobots, the nanotechnology. You drive over the lake. Second alternative, you want to go across the lake on a boat. Your car, made out of nanobots, shifts itself into a boat and then drives across. It's very, very complex yet simple at the exact same time. This is a very deep and interesting concept that I love. I just love this whole idea. So it could effectively, nanobots can erase scarcity, can get rid of disease, can create anything that you want in the universe. Now see, those are the benefits of this. Now, there are some negative potentials that can arise from this. The first one being, we will have no need for money. There will be no need for there will be no need for currency. Anything that you could want, somebody else can also have, which gets rid of the idea of supply and demand, which can destroy businesses, which destroys growth financially, because there will be no need for money if there is no scarcity. The only reason we need money and currency is because scarcity exists. That is the only use for it, and we need those things to purchase the scarce items to make ourselves happy, to make ourselves live, to find the materialistic things, maybe not to make us happy, but to buy these materialistic things as well. A problem that can arise from this is that without the need of currency, without the need of materialistic things, without scarcity, there will be no reason for anybody to have jobs, which means we can do anything we want, but everything's at our disposal. So everything will be instant, which means our dopamine receptors will be effectively destroyed. For those of you who don't know, the dopamine receptors in your brain, especially in the first world country, over time, when you do things that create instant satisfaction, they start to effectively get destroyed. This can be caused by sugar. This can be caused by maybe fast food. This can be caused by excessive video gaming. It's the instant gratification. Destroys your dopamine receptors. So when you're not constantly on that thing, could also include social media, when you're not constantly getting that thing you so much desire that has destroyed your dopamine receptors, you will feel depressed. Now, with the nanotechnology and the nanobots coming, the problem is that we'll always have that, but then if there's even a split second that we don't, depression will kick in almost instantly. Now, to kind of counteract that, there's always the potential that potential I say, but the nanobots could also go in to you, get rid of the depressing thoughts, the neurotransmitters in your brain that cause the depression. From the dopamine receptors being destroyed, it can repair the dopamine receptors to make you not depressed at the same time. Now, out of everything that is negative that could possibly happen with nanobots, there is one that is very, very, very bad. So, the way that nanobots, as of now, it can change in the future, but the way that nanobots work now is that they create things by effectively eating carbon. They change carbon into other things. And what are humans? We are carbon-based life forms. And the problem is that nanobots are able to multiply very, very, very rapidly. And what can arise is that if the nanobots are programmed by somebody who doesn't know what they are doing, the nanobots can rapidly multiply at an alarming rate and literally destroy the entire human race within a couple of hours by eating all the carbon that is in us and effectively eating us to create more of itself. That's how it multiplies, is by eating carbon. So the thing with the nanotechnology is that it has the potential to do these amazing things to help get rid of scarcity, to help us not need medical attention, for us to never get sick, but it can also kill all of us within a matter of hours. So the question is, do we want this to exist or not? If something has the potential to be amazing, but also the potential to be terrible, shall we let it exist? And my question is, I do not know. That is my thing. I don't know if we should let it exist or not in its current form and its potential form. because yes, it can get rid of scarcity, and there are amazing things that can come from it. However, in its full capacity and its full potential, it could also destroy us. So, I don't know, I almost feel like that's at a point where we should let it not continue to develop. We should stop its developmental process at a very specific point and not program it to create itself. But the problem is if we don't program it to recreate itself, it's not going to happen, because we need it to recreate itself, multiply at a fast rate, because it is such very, very, very small thing that is changing within molecules, within atoms. And because of how many there are, if a person were to go in and do this themselves, something like an inch by inch block would literally take a significant, maybe even a lifetime, to perfect into what the person wants it to be. So without letting the nanobots multiply, it cannot exist. But by letting it multiply, it can destroy everything. So there is a predicament that we have in there. Now, the problem here is that we can't get rid of scarcity, because even though it has the potential to get rid of scarcity, it can have a negative impact. The only way for the world to progress and not die out is to have this scarcity, to have the need to make money, to have these negative things. These negative things are only here because the world exists, and without the world existing, there will be none of this negativity. But without the negativity, it won't exist. So it's kind of stuck in this perpetual loop that we can't really change without destroying everything. Once again, the majority of this is just potential, not necessarily hypothetical, but it's the potential for it to happen, maybe hypothetical. Very small pieces of this have been happening. You can just go look up nanotechnology in YouTube, watch some TED Talks on it, watch some videos on it. There's one that I actually watched that was by Michaeljmurr, amazing scientific professor-esque guy. Very recommend watching that video. Go through if you're interested in this as much as I am. Go through, learn about nanotechnology. This is an extreme overview. This is an extreme ideas and concepts of the potential of it, the potential positives, the potential negatives. And I don't know what to think about this. I don't know what's going to come of this. I don't know. And I love that. I love not knowing. As I had said in my last video, if you haven't watched that one on religion and God, I had the same belief system with this. I don't know what's going to happen. There's no way for anybody to know. So I would really, really enjoy if you guys put some comments in this video, kind of go through, discuss all these concepts I just went over. I would really love to hear everybody else's opinions on this. I'd love to have people start discussions. Feel free, if you would like, to DM me on either Instagram or message me on Snapchat. Links for those, and not links, but my names for those will be in the description. Feel free to follow me on those. Subscribe, like this video, all the good stuff that creators say on this platform. Yeah, but if you would love to, as much as I do, yeah, go ahead, shoot me a DM, comment on this video, let's start a discussion on this. I would love to hear other people's thoughts on this. It'd be fantastic to hear other perspectives, other potentials that people may have, other insights people have that I don't know about. I would love to hear all of these things. So yeah, just go ahead, like, subscribe, all that good old stuff. Start a discussion with me. Please, please, please start a discussion with me. I would love to engage in conversation with more people about this. So that wraps up the video. Have a great day, guys. See you later.